Alright, let's dive right into it because the level of delusion Stephanie Jenkins is showing lately is just insane. Like, next level insane. So, Stephanie made a video recently, and in it, she's trolling the internet, calling her man Drew a good man and a great father who is unstoppable. Now, if you've been keeping up with everything we've seen Drew do, calling him a great father is almost comedy at this point. Stephanie herself used her own channel to show us just how bad a father of Drew is actually. But here's she, acting like nothing ever happened. That's when you realize Stephanie's delusion has woven itself so deeply into her whole being. It's literally shaping how she sees the world. She's fully detached from reality at this point. Let's get into it. Stephanie posted a video that she captioned, POV, you can't keep a good man down, and a great father is unstoppable. And honestly, the level of denial here deserves its own trophy. Now, let's really break it down. Stephanie only felt brave enough to post that because, for once, Drew was caught actually doing something with the kids. And by something, we mean running around a motel or shelter yard, not a park, not a playground, just a rocky, dusty yard outside where they're currently staying. In this video, Drew's running, climbing up shipping containers like he's auditioning for American Ninja Warrior and jumping off them. And somehow, Stephanie sees this and thinks, wow, what an unstoppable, incredible father. Like, girl, blink twice if you need help.
Miss Resilient Jenkins, why would you write this? It says POV, you can't keep a good man down. That is true. I agree. You can't keep a good man down. However, I do not detect said good man. Drew then attempts to play with his children, and it's funny that because she's getting a lot of hate comments basically saying that you never take your kids outside, she decided to take them outside, which, I mean, I think it's pretty cool that we are influencing her in a good way to actually be a good parent. But how is it that Drew is able to climb these crates right here so easy peasy? Like, doesn't he have a lot of medical conditions apparently? Isn't his heart weak and he has to be like rest up in bed, because if not, that's why he can't have a job, like he's going to faint. Like, I don't understand. This right here screams fraud. Just saying. And then towards the next part of her video, she decides to take her baby really close to the highway because apparently she makes the best and the safest decisions. And so that's just like a little recap of her showing her beautiful little family actually spending time beyond those motel shelter walls. I don't know.
Posting Drew doing the absolute bare minimum and expecting applause is embarrassing. It's the equivalent of giving a standing ovation because someone brushed their teeth. Real great fathers, they don't just play with their kids for Instagram moments. They show up every single day. They provide, they sacrifice, they prioritize stability and safety over cloud and TikTok cues. Meanwhile, Drew's unemployed. He's got 24 hours day free. Yet somehow this is the one special day we caught him interacting with his kids. And Stephanie thinks this is enough to crown him greatest dad alive? Is she serious right now? Or is this some elaborate social experiment to see how far she can stretch the definition of good man before it snaps in half? Because if this is what unstoppable looks like, then honestly, the bar isn't just low, it's underground. Oh, and let's not forget, Drew's supposedly not working because he has heart problems and recent seizures. That's the excuse they've given for why he's not providing. But if you can run, jump off shipping containers and do all this vigorous activity without even looking tired, then guess what? He could absolutely, without a shadow of doubt, hold down a real job. Not even a heavy lifting job. Something simple like scanning groceries at a store, stocking light shelves, doing deliveries with flexible hours, or even working from home handling customer calls. The opportunities are endless, especially for someone who's clearly got enough energy to run around like a teenager. Instead of choosing any of one of these options, Drew makes a different choice. He chooses to stay jobless. He chooses to spend endless hours playing PS5, lounging in a motel room while his family faces the brutal reality of homelessness.
So the Resilient Jenkins finally got the results back from that first doctor's appointment that Drew went to, and the results were inconclusive, meaning that I guess the doctor didn't find anything. She says that up to now, they only know that Drew is pre-diabetic and that he has some sort of heart condition that he needs to go to more specialists to get more information on, which if he doesn't have health insurance, that means that he's not gonna go get it seen, which means that he's gonna stay at home being a content creator, playing his game. And of course, when she posted this on a sub-only post, the comments are flooded with people saying that a lot of people are pre-diabetic, a lot of people have heart conditions, and these people still get up and go to work. Okay? But I just found it not funny, but crazy of when is this girl gonna wake up and realize that his health is not an excuse for why he doesn't work.
He has time to master every level on the video game, but no time to master being a provider for his children. Imagine that. A great father would be out there pounding the pavement, applying for every job in sight, hustling however he could to make sure his kids have a safe place to sleep. He wouldn't be glued to a gaming console, worrying more about winning in a virtual world than surviving in the real one. This is what Stephanie proudly calls unstoppable. Unstoppable at what? Exactly failing his family, prioritizing comfort over responsibility. It's mind-blowing. It's not just delusional, it's downright insulting to all the real parents out there who are working 2, sometimes 3 jobs, sacrificing sleep, sacrificing comfort, just to make sure their children are safe and fed. It's a slap in the face to every hard-working mom and dad who know that being a parent isn't about what you post online. It's about what you do when no one's watching. Let's talk about something Stephanie's conveniently forgetting. Drew's other son. Yep, Drew's got another child he abandoned for 12 years. No child support, no checking in, nothing. Drew doesn't even know how that child is doing. He has no clue whether the child is happy, struggling, sick, thriving, or completely lost. He has shown zero interest in reaching out, supporting, or even acknowledging that part of his life exists.
Apparently has multiple children that he literally abandoned and is on child support for. At least we know that. He has a 13-year-old that he hasn't seen since the child was 5. And you can look, the mom, she's so embarrassed. She's so hurt. Like, this is a crazy, horrible way for a little boy.
And yet, he strolls around as if he carries the title of dad with honor. It's almost unbelievable. And yet, somehow Stephanie dares to parade him around on social media like he's the great father everyone should envy. She's so busy crafting this fantasy image of Drew that she seems to have forgotten the real, raw facts staring right in front of her face. At this point, it doesn't even feel like she's trying to convince the audience anymore. It feels painfully obvious that she's trying harder and harder to convince herself, clinging onto this make-believe version of Drew because facing the reality that he's not just a flawed father but an absent one would shatter the entire world she's built around him. Spoiler alert, no. Drew's not even a good man to Stephanie. He doesn't lift her up. He doesn't guide her toward better decisions. Instead, he hides behind her like a coward, making reckless choices that affect their whole family while she's the one stuck taking all the hit. What proof? Let's go straight to the source. Stephanie's own mom, Maurice, spilled everything during a live session with creator Slay with Alicia. Maurice revealed that it was Drew who manipulated Stephanie into moving into that cramped, depressing one-bedroom apartment. Originally, the plan was smart. Drew was supposed to first get a bigger, more suitable place for Stephanie and the kids before she moved in. But nope, Drew pressured her into skipping all that and squeezing into a tiny, unlivable space. And it wasn't just for a few months while they figured things out. They stayed there for 3 years. 3 years of overcrowded living, minimal privacy, kids running around with no space to breathe, and a growing pile of problems. Yet during those years, Drew and Stephanie kept adding more children to the mix like everything was fine. And now the cycle continues. Drew's bright idea is for them to stay cramped together into one-room shelter, hoping and praying that the house with at least 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms just magically appears one day, like the real world works on wishes and fairy dust. Meanwhile, who's taking all that public blame? Who's getting dragged as the worst mom on TikTok? It's Stephanie. All the while, Drew sits comfortably behind the scenes, the invisible puppet master pulling the strings but avoiding all the consequences. Even Maurice said it clearly. Stephanie has lost herself completely to Drew. She's so tangled in his influence that she doesn't even realize she's being controlled anymore. It's heartbreaking, but it's the ugly truth. Remember the abandoned cats? Drew and Stephanie heartlessly ditched their cats when they got evicted, leaving them to fend for themselves without food, shelter, or safety. We didn't just hear about it either, we literally saw it happen, caught on video. Drew was seen throwing one of their cats out of the old apartment, tossing it aside like it was trash. The poor cat tried to come back inside, desperate for safety and familiarity, but Drew shoved it out without a second thought. It was brutal, cold, and absolutely sickening to watch. And after all that cruelty, guess whose name ended up on all the legal citations? Not Drew, Stephanie's. Meaning, if the authorities decided to crack down, if the court case or even potential jail time on the table, it's Stephanie who's taking the fall, not Drew. It's Stephanie who'll have to pay the fines, show up in court, and face the consequences, while Drew walks away once again like he had nothing to do with it. Yet again, Stephanie is the one cleaning up Drew's cruelty and recklessness, standing in the line of fire while he hides comfortably in the background, untouched and unbothered by the destruction he leaves behind. Whenever Drew gets dragged online for being a deadbeat, guess who leaps out faster than anyone to defend him? Right, Stephanie. Like clockwork, she rushes out to post carefully edited clips of Drew doing the bare minimum, washing a few dishes, wiping down a counter, or playing outside with the kids for a few minutes to paint him as some hard-working, misunderstood man. It's all smokes and mirrors. And the worst part, sometimes Drew's not even the one being caught doing the things naturally. He's the one behind the camera, literally coaching Stephanie on what to say, what to show, and how to spin the narrative to make him look good. It's beyond gross, it's calculated, it's manipulative. Why can't Drew be a man and defend himself? Why can't he own up to his choices instead of hiding behind Stephanie every time criticism comes knocking? Why does he let her risk her reputation, her sanity, and her peace just to save face for him? Using Stephanie as a human shield isn't just cowardly, it's abusive. When Drew's custody issues with his son Deshaun came up, did Drew come out and talk? Nope, silence. Instead, Stephanie got online, sobbing and trying to explain how Deshaun knows her as his mom and how she gave him love. Meanwhile, Drew's hiding in the background again. Same thing with Drew's child support battles with Alita. If that court pushes for payment, we know it will be Stephanie's scrambling behind the scenes to save him. Even though they are not even legally married, she's probably paying it just to keep Drew out of jail, because at the end of the day, she would rather see her family homeless than see Drew behind bars. Let that sink in. Stephanie even chose Drew over her own kids when her mother offered her a home, but without Drew. Stephanie said no. She picked Drew over stability, over comfort, over her children's well-being. Who's losing more in this relationship? Who's taking all the hits? Stephanie. And yet, she still thinks Drew is the best man to have around. Let's be real. Drew is not a great father. He's not a good man. He's a manipulator and an opportunist. He's with Stephanie for the lifestyle she can give him, the TikTok money, the online validation, and the effortless, easy life where he doesn't have to lift a finger to contribute. Drew isn't sticking around because he's deeply in love with Stephanie or committed to building a real future. He's clinging to her because she provides him comfort, clout, and financial support without demanding anything in return. Stephanie even admitted herself, on video, no less, that Drew has never truly been attracted to her. She's openly broken down in tears, crying about how he never calls her pretty, never compliments her, never makes her feel desired or loved. It's heartbreaking to watch because it's so raw and painfully honest. She's craving basic affection from a man who doesn't even seem to see her that way.
I don't generally like to be the girl that's like over emotional, but I feel like relatable material is just hard to find these days. Everyone is like Hollywood in their living room, super edited. So every now and again I try to put something out here that's a little bit relatable, hopefully. The bathroom is definitely where I have the best lighting, but I could hear my neighbor turning on his shower and that just got weird. Either way, I just wanted to say, like, to me, raising daughters when I have zero confidence is freaking hard. I'm trying to raise daughters who have confidence, who believe they're beautiful, who know they're smart, who, you know, want to rock whatever outfit they want and have confidence to go out the house, and anxiety doesn't keep them in the fucking house. That is so hard when I am zero confidence and have anxiety that just rules my fucking world. And I mean, I love my partner and I don't want to say nothing negative about him, but it wouldn't hurt him to say he has appreciation for me every now and again, to tell me that he finds me attractive, but that just seems like it's fucking vinegar on his tongue or something. So I gotta know, like, is there other women who can relate to this? Like, does your man not ever tell you you're attractive? and you just kind of like have to assume he's still attracted to you. I mean, like I said with the whole editing and everything, I feel like women write the script for their men because... And I mean, I know we're tired, we got kids, we have a life, but isn't like in our 30s a little bit young to just barely have a sexual life? Like, something's off, yo.
That alone should have been the loudest, clearest wake-up call she could ever receive. A blaring siren signaling her to get out, to protect her heart, to choose herself and her children first. But instead of listening to that inner voice telling her something is deeply wrong, Stephanie dug her heels in even deeper. She ignored the glaring signs and convinced herself that what they had was true love. The saddest part, Stephanie has no idea she's being used like a stepping stone. She thinks she's building a life with someone who loves her, when in reality, she's just a convenient stop for a man who's looking out for no one but himself. Drew isn't building a better future for Stephanie and the kids. He's wrecking it. He's feeding her delusions, keeping her trapped while she leeches off everything she has. Stephanie, she's stuck in the dark, still calling him unstoppable. At this point, all we can do is watch the train wreck unfold and hope Stephanie wakes up before it's too late.
So yesterday, Drew Jenkins posted on his TikTok page that he got up and handled breakfast for the kids because him and Stephanie were too tired. What the fuck are y'all tired of? Running away from job applications? Is Drew tired because he's playing PS5 all night? Is Drew tired because he's running the fuck away from child support? Is Stephanie tired because she's running away from finding a decent home for her kids? I mean, come on, you guys, no one gets up and goes to work. Nobody clocks in anywhere. What are you guys tired of? I'm confused.
But I want to know, what do you think? Do you think Drew will ever step up and become a real man? Or is Stephanie just sinking deeper into a fantasy that will never come true? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, there's always more to the story.